Welcome to a new week, guys. We'll take a look at the daily bias, the week ahead, and a trade from London session on Friday last week. Let's get it. Rightio, starting off on the calendar. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Jimmy Trades here. Thank you for joining me today. We have no news Monday. High impact news is non-existent for Monday. But we do have high impact news coming in on Tuesday, not on Wednesday, but we do on Thursday and Friday. So not a bad week for high impact news. We want those news drivers to push that volatility into the market and look for opportunities to trade. So Monday, no news. It's also Monday, obviously. So it's something that you might want to take cautiously today. You might even want to sit on your hands today, but it will likely not be the volatility we normally get. So completely up to the individual, but keep that in mind. All right, let's have a look at the charts. Look at the weekly. It's been a pretty good run. Let me know if you like the new color choices for the candles here. I've just changed the coloring of the blue. It's actually more on brand. The color choice, this is my brand that I use, the color I use, and it seems to look good on the chart, so I've changed it over. So we've had continued strong bullish momentum here for NQ on the weekly. I'm not going to shift that idea at the moment either. I'm looking for price to continue to move higher, looking for that previous week high to start with. And if we move down to the daily, we're currently, if we mark out the EQ, we've bounced off the EQ of the previous day. So Friday last week, we bounced off that EQ and we're coming back into the range, moving higher. And I'd be looking for a previous week high. As long as we continue to hold this level, then I'll be looking for higher prices. And remember, guys, as we move through this, you can grab your Tradeify evals for 30% off with code JimmyTrades and your Apex evals. Always minimum 50% off unless Apex has a sale, and that's code Jimmy for Apex. And if you're data driven and you want to really hone your skills, be sure to grab a Tradezella subscription with code JimmyTrades for 20% off. Ideally, you grab the yearly sub because you will get 20% off the yearly purchase. So ES, looking similar idea here. So we've bounced off that EQ. And as long as we, find that support here and we maintain that support, then I'm looking for price to move higher. I don't want to be shorting at all-time highs. Moving to oil, we'll push out to the weekly first. We're still just chopping around a bit here. Still unable to break through this bearish FEG. And even off these lows here, which is inside a bullish FEG, we just can't seem to break out of this range. Ideally, I want to see price, be decisive and move outside the high or the low of the range. And then hopefully we can get an idea from there. We've got a candle closure back inside the range from last week. So a bearish candle closure back inside the range. That could signify, the market showing its hand that we might continue to move lower. We've already swept out previous week low here as well. So we really need to just see what price is going to do. I like the idea that price might want to take out these lows here. And if we can do that, then maybe we can frame a reversal off of these lows through here. But it's looking like we might have a bearish day today. If we just drop to the 15-minute, you'll see that I've got this marked on the chart here. This was a trade I was looking at during the London session. What I really wanted, I wanted to see price, particularly on this candle here, this 315 candle, I wanted to see that candle close below this level. That would give me that change in state of delivery that I'd be looking for, and then to look for a short opportunity. I had this marked out. We could see price pushed back up. It wouldn't have stopped us out, but we didn't get the trigger. We did get a close through, but again, on these up close candles, it's we've got a failure swing here. I don't really want to trade away from failure swings, but price did actually through the lows. And the main reason for that I was looking for price to move lower was that we had a devil's mark, and you can see I've marked this out here. So the open of today's candle, you'll probably see it better back on the 15-minute, was right here. We just went straight higher. We opened lower, but we immediately went higher. And this was what I was looking for. I wanted to see this price level taken out. And that's exactly what happened. So the idea was good. I just didn't get the trigger I was looking for to get into the position. All right, let's have a quick look at gold now. Gold, much like NQ, I mean, we're just continuing to push higher here. You can see this weekly bullish momentum. It just seems to be unstoppable at the moment. Again, not willing to look for shorts here. I would look for shorts if over the next couple of days price moves lower and, for example, closes below this level here. That would be a daily change in the state of delivery. Then that would be when I would consider looking for price to move lower. Until that happens, for now, I'd just be looking for longs. I wouldn't be looking to short these all-time highs for gold. All right, let's have a look here for Dixie. Let's clean that up a bit. We've moved out of that range now. We've manipulated lower. So we've got this consolidation, manipulation, and maybe we are going to continue higher. We've got lots of low resistance liquidity through here as well. And what we see here on the daily is we do have a change in state of delivery. So if we move lower today, that's okay. We can. And price will do what it wants to do, because we've already swept out previous day high here as well. But what I want to see is price not close below the equilibrium of these down close candles and then bounce from there. Otherwise, we'll continue to see lower prices. So for now, with the sweep of the previous day high already, I'd be looking for a price, and that would line up nice. Even if we do come lower today into this bullish FEG, that would actually work and be a favorable move. So euro being inversely correlated, we potentially could see that price moving higher today into this bearish FEG. We've already swept previous day lows, you can see, and then move lower from there. And 6B, we've already got the change in state of delivery here. Swept previous day low. Are we going to move up to the EQ and then start to push away again of the previous day? Or would we have the strength to get back up into this bearish FEG before moving lower again? We'll have to wait and see. All right, let's quickly jump over to the NQ trade from Friday. I did do a bit of a breakdown in Trade Foundry. If you haven't seen it, I just thought I'd quickly pointed out. So here we are having a look at NQ from Friday last week during the London session. We can see the London session high here. And what we have is the price came down, and this level here is the equilibrium, so the 50% level of Thursday's range. Okay, price came down on the 30-minute. We're looking at the 30-minute chart, and this is a T-Trades fractal model. We came down, we closed back inside the range. So we bounced straight off that EQ. We closed back inside the range of the previous 30-minute candle. And then from there, we're just moving down to the 3-minute, being the fractal time. And once we got to close through, we have this change in state of delivery here. So we had this change in state of delivery here, and then I was just waiting for that 30-minute candle to close. And if we just roll forward a bit, what's this, 327? So then here we had the candle closure, and I market ordered in. All right, so this was the 330 candle. So I entered on the open of the 330, and I put my stop at the low. And then, you know, I was targeting the Asia highs. It's not quite 1.2R. Sorry, it's not quite 2R. And we were in drawdown for quite a period of time here. What I wanted to see was a close above this 88 level here. And once we got that close, I actually added a contract. And then I was able to move my stop up because I was now confident in price continuing to move higher. What I did decide to do at that point, though, is I did take my position off at around 1.5R because these equal highs here, and I was anticipating that might be some reaction there. And if we play it out, we eventually take out those highs. So I was in this trade for a period of time. It was quite a long trade, but it did play out, and we did hit the revised target, and I was happy enough with that. I could walk away then and just leave it alone. But did price take the Asia highs? We had some pullback once again, but we eventually, if we stayed in the position, we eventually took out those highs right there. It would have been quite an extensive trade, you know, nearly a 5-hour trade, but we did in fact hit that target, and we never went into any more drawdown after the break of this 88 level. So I was quite happy with that trade. Initially some drawdown, but if you can see how we managed our stop, and then once we got that closure through, this is a protected swing, and we were good to just target these highs. And I was happy enough with that. So there's a little breakdown for that NQ trade. Hopefully you find that insightful. And if you want to know any more about the position or anything in general, please feel free to drop a comment. Hey guys, take care. Bye for now.